Hello and welcome to the Blue Collar Builders YouTube channel. My name is Andy and we are in the 22 days to start a business challenge here, and today is day 10. I feel like it's just going really fast. If you're still with me, kudos. Give yourself a round of applause, because I know a lot of people probably watched the first video or the second video and decided it was just too much. But the reality is I'm doing 22 videos, maybe even a couple extra, but 22 videos because I wanted to break it down and make it simple for you, give you some quick little pieces of advice and encouragement, and then let you kind of digest it and then move on one day at a time. And the reality is if you can't sit through 22 days of something, then you probably aren't equipped to start a business that's going to be sustainable long term anyway. So I just wanted to tell you that if you're still here on day 10, you're probably 80% further than most people ever get, so well done. Also, once again, just a quick little reminder, we're doing an accountability group. If you're interested, shoot me an email. I will put that in the comment section of the description below, and just let me know if you're interested and I'll send you more information. So, day 10. We are in the process. On day 10, we are going to develop a sales forecast. And so what I have always done, and what seems to work well for me whenever I'm researching a business in a certain type of area, is I do a thorough evaluation of competitive businesses in that market. So what I will do, there's lots of different ways to do it. An example, just to kind of make it really practical for you, is with the escape room business, a lot of escape rooms will post their bookings online. So you can go in and you can see what the availability looks like. And if the room is fully booked, you can basically say, okay, they've booked this out. I can assume X amount of dollars based off of their per price or per room price. I can basically determine what the value of each room booked is. Then I can go through their whole booking system and I can count up for 4 or 5 days. When we were in the process of opening our first escape room, we tracked it for almost 2 months, and that gave us a really clear understanding of, hey, they're 40% booked out at $200 a room, and then that helped us put together some projections based off of that information. So, a couple things you want to think about. You want to research a competition, similar to what I said. If they don't have visibility online, call them and ask them. Say, hey, I'm interested in just learning more about your services. Want to know what you all offer. I want to know what your schedule looks like. I want to know how long it takes you to complete. Get that information. It's really valuable as you think about building out your sales forecast, and knowing how much they're charging, how much time it's going to take, is going to really help you. And then also understanding how busy they are. The next one is what types of streams of revenue will you have? Do we have products? We have services? That really matters, because you might have to do a sales forecast on both products and service. If you just start with one, services or products, then you'll only have to build a forecast based off of one of those. And I think that that's really important. Obviously, the more streams of revenue, the more complicated, but the more fortified I think it makes your business. So if you can do multiple streams, I would encourage that, or at least work towards that. The next thing is, how will you track and how will you calculate? Like I said, one of the easiest ways is to figure out how many hours you might expect to be working or operating or whatever it is. If you're running a single person business, you might want to figure, I think I can do this for 10 hours a week for 52 weeks and at an hourly rate of $50 a week. Well, there you have your annual sales forecast right there. And you would get those numbers from researching competitive businesses. The next thing would be identifying, your averages. So understanding what your acquisition might, or what, sorry, not what your acquisition would be, but what your cost per sale might be. So if it's for escape rooms, like I was telling you, it was $200 a room, we could multiply that by 40% capacity or whatever that might look like. What I would always tell you in this is be relatively conservative on your estimates. If you think you can do 10 hours, you might estimate 6 or 7 hours a week. Something just to give yourself cushion. If you do 10, great. Great. You've already exceeded what you're expecting, and that sets you up for a longer term success or trajectory there with your sales. And then really the last thing is that as you get your first couple of months under your belt, you can always adjust this forecast. It's really all about giving yourself some kind of idea of what can I expect, and then once you get into it, then adjusting it and adapting it as you grow. So I hope this is really helpful. I think sales forecasting is a really, really fun part of the business experience, and I'm hopeful that as you dive into it, you realize that there's some things that you didn't know, and maybe some good surprises that encourage you to actually take the leap of faith and jump into this. So day 10, sales forecasting. I will be back tomorrow with day 11. We'll see you then. Peace.